Let's look at the reshuffle. Home Affairs going to one of your key figures in the government, a very important figure, the Leader of the House, Tony Burke. Why didn't you just change the name, though, of Home Affairs? Because all those agencies are out now, including ASIO.
No, that's not right. Home Affairs will look after border security and those issues, as well as looking at immigration. It was a logical thing to put ASIO together with the AFP. We inherited a system that was simply dysfunctional, and we've had a trinity of reports from Christine Nixon, from Dennis Richardson, and from indeed the former head of Prime Minister and Cabinet under the former Liberal coalition government, who've all spoken about the dysfunction that was there in Home Affairs. So what we have done is talk those issues through, come up with a sensible proposition. Tony Burke will be excellent. Tony Burke has, of course, served in the portfolio in the past. He'll be ably assisted by Matt Thistlethwaite and Julian Hill. And I have appointed as well Peter Khalil in the area of social cohesion, that's important, as well as Andrew Charlton, doing work as an envoy on the whole issue of cybersecurity, digital resilience. These are big issues and big challenges for the country going forward.
Yep, and as you said, those two both big thinkers. As for Tony Burke, James Paterson has said that Tony Burke is a failed immigration minister. On his watch, in 80 days, more than 6,000 illegal arrivals. He says it's a shocking message of weakness to people smugglers. What's your reaction to that?
Oh, well, James Paterson is a shocking message to Australians that all you need to do is to be negative and oppose everything. I mean, this is a guy who, I think it was on one of your programs, said that myself and Penny Wong should apologise to Israel over the Zomi Frankham issue, where an Australian lost their life, where the Israeli Defence Force have acknowledged that was as a result of a mistake. It's about time James Paterson stood up for the Australian national interest instead of just playing politics. The only person and group who send messages to people smugglers which could give them some heart is the coalition. What we've done is put in place Operation Sovereign Borders with more funding than it has ever received since it was created. Simple as that. And Tony Burke, of course, instituted in the time in which I was Deputy Prime Minister and he was Minister, he instituted the deal with Papua New Guinea.
You've said that you'll be the first Prime Minister, if you win the election, since John Howard to serve a full term and be re-elected. It is a long time between drinks.
More than 20 years,
yeah,
Kieran.
No, that's true. But do you think that we look at the drama, and I'm not getting you to talk about the individuals or the outcome, but you look at the drama in the US and elsewhere, does the stability, are you hoping that stability argument will compare favourably in the minds of voters when they go to the ballot box?
Well, it's real, Kieran. The truth is that Prime Ministers Rudd, Gillard, Turnbull, Abbott were all removed by their own party, and it will be the first time since the 2004 election, if I'm successful, so it will be more than 20 years since we have had any continuity at all in leadership. And that is something that my government has brought. Stability, as I've said today, we have the first reshuffle after more than 2 years and 2 months. That compares with 4 reshuffles under Peter Dutton. And in spite of that, he went almost 300 days, 292 in fact, before he replaced Stuart Robert, just left the spot vacant of that portfolio. You've had dysfunction on the other side. What you've had with this Labor government is stability, order, consistency going forward. The minor reshuffle that we have brought forward as a result of the decision of Ministers Burney and O'Connor to retire at the next election, to step back from the ministry, and Senator Carol Brown making the decision to prioritise her health in the lead up to the next election, where she will contest and continue as a senator from Tasmania. I think that stability does matter. The revolving door made us, I know, internationally, people were looking at us and thinking, what sort of operation is this when you have a different Prime Minister every couple of years? And we saw that in the UK, of course, with 3 British Prime Ministers that I met in the first 6 months of holding the office of Prime Minister of Australia. Now, that wasn't a good thing, and I think under our system, it wasn't a good thing that you have had such a turbulent time in Australian politics over the last couple of decades.